Okay, everyone, we are live. We should be live.
Wait, you're not live right now, are you?
Yeah, well, fuck, the live button's up there.
I'm
It's
kidding.
going red. It's doing a thing. I'm hoping people find the stream. We've apparently got 2 people in. I'm back on StreamYard, in case you couldn't tell from the awfully tacky little duck powered by StreamYard in the corner. Now, I abandoned this streaming platform a fair while back now because the playback was very lucky. So, fingers crossed, I'm hoping StreamYard has managed to sort its shit out. If it hasn't, then I apologize because this is going to be a very laggy stream and we'll probably have to redo a review for episode 4 at some point. Not ideal. I don't know what's been going on. Streamlabs just hasn't been working today. It's been an absolute nightmare, but hopefully people find the stream. Hopefully people can join in. And yeah, or we're half hour late to the discussion. There is still discussion to be had. Half hour late, basically the runtime of this episode. 28 minutes, I believe it was, wasn't it? Before credits. We've got Carl.
Yeah,
and
it was like it was
now,
short. It was too short.
Long and short. We've got a comment which I can now bring up on the stream. So this is a good thing going back to StreamYard. I remember how to do this. Hey, look at that viewer engagement. We've got Carl Roberts right there. He says, think JX needs more wine. Dude, can you spare a few bottles of that wine? Because I needed some after this fucking episode today.
It is so fucking hot. I'm not going to say how hot it is because then I'm just going to have to hear about how it was hotter where somebody else lives and they're fine. And if that's you, go fuck yourself. But so it's really fucking hot right now, and so I'm in the wine cellar because the air compressor is going to be on whether I'm in here or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're battling the heat.
Ironically, I'm drinking beer.
As cool as you can. I'm battling technology tonight. It has been an all-out war. And I wanted to put this thing out the fucking window, but here we go. I'm really hoping this playback's fine. As I say, if anyone's watching, please let me know what the playback's like, if I'm lagging out, if my sentences are cutting out. It could be a StreamYard thing. It could be a Firefox thing. I don't know, but I'm hoping, because it's been a while and I've got faster internet, it's sorted its shit out. I guess I could bring up the stream on my phone just to check, but then there's going to be like a weird echo. So if you guys can just let me know what it's like. I'm aware that I keep cutting out on.
Oh, I have the stream open in another window. Just it's muted.
Oh, you've got headphones in though, right? Could you you just check what my yeah. I'll intro the thing and then I'll pass over to you if you just give it a listen and see what it's like. So we're up to Acolyte episode 4. I believe this is called Day. And we were talking about the tradition of the titling of these episodes. The first 2 had a /, and there were 2 opposites. I'm just waiting until I get the green light from JX. I'm really hoping that this is working okay. And then last week's episode, Destiny.
Okay. Which... You kept talking, and it was really hard for me to discern when I was hearing you or the stream.
Okay.
And I didn't want to cut you off, so I chose this lull point. We seem to be good. We both have audio.
Okay, we have audio, and it's not lagging audio, right? It's okay audio.
Yeah, I seem to be a little delayed, but that's fine.
Okay. And yeah, we were talking about the naming tradition of these episodes. In the last episode, Destiny didn't have a /. This one doesn't, but it's Day. Clearly, they're going to be bookended with some other episode later on in the series where we're going to have like day and night. It's going to be from a different perspective or something. It is what it is. The naming convention of these episodes is the least of this series' problems. It really is.
I hope that you're right that they like keep it going. They have like corresponding episodes that somehow show like another perspective to this. That somehow that because otherwise, why do it in the first place?
Mm. Yeah.
Like especially because it's so obvious what it would be with the past 2 episodes.
Right, I guarantee we're going to get the other half later on. Bad Time says when they say Star Wars fans are wine, they were spelling it wrong. I guess we could pitch that as a question to the viewers. If you partake in wine, what is your favorite wine? Would it be a red? Would it be a white, a rosé? Let's go a bit more specific.
I knew you were just gonna say color. I was like, he's not gonna say like vintages of any kind. He doesn't know. I know he doesn't know a producer.
Look, just thinking about wine and Star Wars mixed is giving me bad flashbacks to a drink along I did many moons ago of Revenge of the Sith, where I almost killed myself from fucking alcohol poisoning. It was not a good moment for me. It was pretty touch and go. Bath Time says, do Sith drink red wine? Well, that was my thought process when I did the drinking game. I thought Anakin starts as a Jedi. I'm going to have white wine with blue food coloring in it, like the blue lightsaber. And then when he turns to Vader halfway through, I'm going to switch to red wine. And I ended up doing a whole bottle of white and a whole bottle of red. And then I don't remember the end of the stream. And I woke up in a pool of my own vomit on my bed the next day. It was not a good time to be alive. Yeah. Star Wars almost killed me. Revenge of the
Chris,
Sith
you almost died. I want to, if anybody's thinking about doing something like that, do it better. I'm not going to say don't.
Yeah,
do it better.
I just lulled myself on my bed as well. Like I didn't even entertain the idea of what position I was sleeping in when I was sleeping. So yeah, that could have ended very, very fucking badly. Bath Time says, because I know them Jedi are on WKDs. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that checks out. They'd be on that. Carl said it's a Merlot for me. Good choice. Good choice.
I like when it when it's like red and what?
My video clicked off there for a second, so I'm hoping it's still okay.
Well, I when it's red, I like Burgundy or Bordeaux, and when it's white and I'm actually just like drinking it, I'm not like tasting it. Usually like a Sauvignon Blanc or something like that, Chardonnay.
Yeah, no, I like a Sauvignon Blanc. I like a New Zealand one actually, and that's not just because I'm biased because of the movies behind me. Genuinely, it's like it's just a really good wine.
Sauvignon Blanc is like the Sprite of wine.
Bath Time says I like a real man's drink like Malibu and Coke.
And what is your husband drinking?
Hey, you did say you wanted to make the stream gayer tonight, so there we go.
Hey, happy Pride, everyone!
Happy Pride! And oh my god, this episode, this episode is filled with so much pride. No, general pride though. Unfortunately, it's a bit behind before his birth, I think. Much like Coyote but he's still in this fucking episode.
Good segue.
Thank you.
Yeah, he should be -7 right now, by old timeline standards.
By shy reckoning, yeah.
Yeah, by shy reckoning. No, but even by like I think a timeline that Disney released last year.
Yep. They still got Paulo Hidalgo on the payroll, sorting all this canon shit out. He's doing a fine job.
Hey, he's doing better than the team of ZeniMax Online.
I'm sure. Bath Time says you see Vigo's trying to get a directing job for Lord of the Rings. I didn't, but hasn't it confirmed that? Is this for another project? Because Andy Serkis is doing Hunt for Gollum.
Yeah, I guess Andy can get fucked.
Carl says, "Who knew the one thing missing from Star Wars was pronouns?" Oh yeah, I don't worry, my friend. I have that as a note.
Technically, it wasn't, and I don't have that as a note because I was taking a different note when that happened. But then he told me that happened, and I have a note about it.
Okay.
I didn't get to watch it again, by the way. It was just too hot out there.
It's fine. It's fine. You didn't miss much. Bath Time says, I'm not watching any more Star Wars until they do something fun. Is this one as controversial as last week's? I don't think it's as controversial as last week's. I think it's more just apathy now, and people realize just how bad this show is, and it's not going to get any better. I think the damage was done from last week, and this is just, I mean, as I say, it's 28 minutes of an episode. It's clearly meant to be a normal length episode, but they've split it just to drag this shit out needlessly. So it just ends on a really
artificially shortened.
Yeah, artificial cliffhanger at the end, like we give a shit, and there's just no tension.
Like honestly, what the fuck was that cliffhanger?
Yeah, 100%. Disney really haven't cracked TV shows, have they? It's one thing they've like been really, really fucking bad at. It's not just the Star Wars ones. Oh, am I still going on the stream? My video's cut out. Oh, was I still going?
Hang on, let
My
me just
camera
hit the
keeps
live
dropping off
button.
here on the
Yeah, no.
stream.
Was I still going? Yep, you're still going. This is you're
Okay,
embarrassing yourself.
excellent. Excellent. Oh god, what was I saying? I was saying, yeah, they've just been really bad at TV shows, not just Star Wars, but like
You're very
Marvel as
embarrassing.
well. It feels like they have a feature film's worth of material, like an hour and a half to 2 hour idea, which they then just fucking drag out to like 8 or 10 episodes needlessly. And as such, it's just like filled, just filler and artificial cliffhangers like this one.
Bath time. What exactly did you hear? Would you put up the thing about the Disney because before the Vigo thing? Because
This one?
I saw what happened. Yeah, because I know Star Wars Theory got demonetized and tweeted "Let the silencing begin," which is just kind of sad.
Yeah, because I mean, you said it was purely because he did use copyright stuff, but then again,
he used copyrighted material. That's how that happens.
that's true. But has he got away with that in some of his other videos because he's got so many subscribers? So if it's okay in a lot of his other videos, and then all of a sudden this video happens to get flagged, that might be a bit suspect. It depends if it's happening to a lot of people. If it's just exclusively him,
I will say that if what you're saying is that if that's because the thing is, I know he'll use footage, but I don't know if I've never seen him use audio, and I don't know what this last video was. Excuse me.
Yeah, I wonder. It's like 8 seconds you get, isn't it? Like just to play on the safe side if you're using footage and like audio. I think you get 8 seconds, and then you have to like cut away to something or overlay something.
I've gotten away with 30. Like you'll notice that I have two. If you ever see I have a part 1 and a part 2 of an edit, odds are they're both under 30 seconds.
Got a couple more comments. Brinsley says, yeah, I think this episode was less than 25 minutes if you skip the recap and credits. Oh yeah, I never even thought about the recap. Yeah. Even speaking of the recap, my first note is on the recap. It's a line that I don't even think I mentioned last week in episode 3. And I sent a video to you. It's the two twins, and she's like, the Jedi are bad. The Jedi are good. Oh. And it's, so much enthusiasm and verve in their acting. It was so great. And then I just sent a video to you saying, like, the Jedi are bad. From my point of view, the Jedi are good. I don't even remember that line from last week. I must have just, missed it because I was taking notes on so much other shit that was happening.
It was when she was like, I'm going to murder you and set you on fire. Actually, I'm going to set you on fire and murder. I'm going to murder you by setting you on fire. There we go.
I think it'd be something.
How 8-year-olds talk.
You know that mother can possess someone; they get like the black eyes. I reckon she put May up to burning the temple to frame it like the Jedi did, or something. That's probably what it's going to be when we're going to get that episode again, but we're going to get like the alternate timeline of what actually happened or what. I don't even fucking know. Halftime says there's some guy called Critical Drinker, yeah. Who I think is well known, and that Star Wars Theory guy have been threatened with legal stuff. Oh shit.
So I know. So yeah, Theory is, as far as I know, just got demonetized on a video. Critical Drinker, I know Disney doesn't like him. I don't like him either.
Oh, I do. I watch his stuff. I don't always agree with all of his takes, but I agree with a lot of them. Right. Let's start. So yeah, that was my first
the critical, note. I'm the drinker.
Yeah, there we go. So we begin on Kofa, which I believe is the Wookiee plate that he's held up. And I put Wookiee Jedi is still dumb. We just see him strolling across the screen in his Jedi robes. It looks weird. And you know what? This is one of those moments, just like Star Wars Rebels with helicopter lightsabers. I'm like, look, if you're going to fucking do it, show me on screen in action. Have the fucking balls to do it, okay? Right, we've got a Wookiee Jedi. Now, I think there is a clip that has been released where we see him igniting his lightsaber and fighting. But I think he's fighting. I think he's on the Witch planet, so that's going to be
Murdering
the
the
other
witches.
episode I'm referring to. Yeah. But man, they crapped out in this episode on the Wookiee Jedi. They really bait and switched that, because they've teed him up from like episode 2, where we got that clip of him at the end. And I'm like, this looks really dumb. The costume looks awful, but hey, you can show me him in action and you can pull it off. Sure. And he dies off screen. I wasn't happy. Jeremy Johns pointed this out as well. He said, you see like the burn mark, like the lightsaber slash on his stomach, killed him. He said that's what you've got to do if you want to kill someone with a lightsaber. You got to slash them. Don't try stabbing them because it only works on doors and Qui-Gon Jinns.
I just thought of a very I will say again, Jedi are once you've dealt a fatal blow, a lot easier for them to just call it quits. I remember the thing we talked about earlier about the whole like what Sam Witwer said, because that guy posted a video that said Sam Witwer proving that Palpatine's resurrection is bullshit. Now here's the thing, it is. Nothing Sam Witwer said proves that it's bullshit though. Just saying.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so that means that I'm trying to think of like everyone that's got stabbed with a lightsaber. I'm immediately thinking of Revenge of the Sith, the arresting Palpatine, the 3 Jedi Masters that go in with Mace Windu. Kit Fisto is fucking dead because he gets slashed, so he's gone.
Of course.
But the first one, and I forgot what his name. It's not CC10. What's the first one?
No,
who gets stabbed?
Hang on.
He's the Darth Maul Horde guy, right?
I know. Oh
fuck, what's his name, man?
Jedi Mace Windu, Palpatine.
Yeah, this is a pub quiz question right here.
Stacey Teen and
Agin Kolai or something is his name?
Agin Kolar.
I was close. I was close.
You looked it up.
No, actually didn't. No, 100% I actually didn't. I said Kolai. I fucked it up. It was the name was in the back of my mind. He's alive because he got stabbed.
This looks like I'm like getting up close to the microphone and like angling my voice. This is how they filmed The Lord of the Rings. I'm not even close.
Brinsley says apparently they were going to film a fight scene or had like an early draft for it, but they ended up cutting it out. Are we talking about the Palpatine fight, or are we talking about the Acolyte? Oh yeah, we probably should talk about the Acolyte, shouldn't we? Unfortunately,
I think he's talking. Now that you mentioned it, I think they're talking about the Palpatine fight. I was thinking the Acolyte, but I was like, oh, we did just talk about that, and we do know a lot more about the behind the scenes of that.
Well, it's just recently, I think like the algorithm popped up. It was the stunt people choreographing the fight scene from Palpatine's office that never got used, and it's fucking great. It's so good.
No, that was a compilation of different. That was a compilation of different things that were used to create the illusion of that. It's cool, but that's not actually what that was.
Oh, okay. Brinsley said no. I was talking about the Acolyte. Okay, Wookiee fight.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 180 million. God forbid we can have a Wookiee fight scene. The fact that this looks so cheap, that's a separate discussion we'll have towards the end once we get to the forest planet, because it looked really, really fucking bad all the way through this. Now, my first note, you're not that big. It just looks so much like a soundstage. It just looks so small. I don't know if it's the whole, what is it, the volume they call it, where they build a little bit of the foreground and then it's just CGI, or I couldn't
bloody
tell.
Hell, what is that called?
I think it is the volume, right? The use for Mando.
It might very well be, but but volume isn't like jumping out to me as the word. But I think it's a word.
Brinsley says I don't think it looks cheap. I don't know, man. Like costumes
in
the set today, it just looks so small scale.
That I can kind of see in certain scenes. Not in every scene, but yeah, no, there are some scenes like with the specifically when the scene with the bugs.
Yeah, it felt like they were walking back and forth on the same forest set. and just shooting it from a slightly different angle. Like it just, but
Like
even
the
then,
Death
like the
Star.
directing, everything just was filmed so flat. Like it doesn't look cinematic. It doesn't look visually engaging. It looks like you're watching some kind of like little dinky theater production. Especially in today's episode, I got none of that sense of scale or immersion or anything like that. Carl says, "How does House of Dragons look so much better than this?" I actually haven't seen what the budget is for House of the Dragon. I know that's got HBO money behind it. Let me just check real quick what the House of the Dragon season 2 budget is.
Brinsley, about Coruscant. I have this note. Why does the Jedi Temple feel like an airport? Oh, because they're right next to the hangar. Basically, the Jedi Temple airport. Never mind. I'll be right here.
It says House of the Dragon season 2 has a $200 million production budget. Even still, it's only 20 million wiggle room. But even then, this does not look like 180. There was some landscape shots initially of them of like May and Discount Ezra Miller walking through the trees and like the landscape, and I was like, okay, that actually looked really nice because it looked like they were actually on location for it. But then everything else was just like a dinky little soundstage.
Oh, by the way, do you think Ezra Miller might be the guy in the mask?
I did
Silo
think
Ren?
that. I did think that because he seemed very influential in terms of what he was saying to May regarding her mission and trying to keep her on the straight and narrow. When he got looped
Oh,
in
don't do
like
this, May.
yeah, when he got tied up in the rope, it didn't seem he was being that genuine, but I couldn't tell if that was just like really bad acting, bad screenwriting, or if he was like, "Oh no, don't tie
Maybe
me
he
up."
just doesn't care.
But I'm pretty sure. I think it's going to
I care.
be. It's. I think. Oh yeah, they did that line, didn't they? I think they're going to
don't
want
think
you
they
to
did.
think. I think they're going to want you to think that it's him, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of the mothers.
Maybe.
And yeah. So my first note, you're going to hate me for it, but I'm going to say anyway. When it pulled back to the end of the shot, though, end of the scene, there were some dudes in the rank, but the first few shots in the training, there's this ginger Jedi Master. I'm like, is this the first ginger Jedi we've ever seen in our lives? He looked like Tormund Giantsbane, just instructing Jedi, and it was as diverse as you could possibly get from Disney. It was like the Power Rangers. It's like
I
we
know who you're
accommodate
talking about
everyone.
now.
Yeah, we had, and it was this one still shot, and in the background you had like an Asian lady Jedi, a black lady Jedi, and then there was like a white. Oh, it's this pasty chick, X-23 from Logan with the horns, and there was her, and it was like this perfect
Oh, is that who that
trifecta.
is?
And yeah, which surprised me. This is where I sent you the message earlier. I was like, she is awful in this. That like pasty, like white face with like the Padawan with the Darth Maul horns. She's awful. Like her line delivery is abysmal. But she played X-23 in Logan, and she was really good. Is it Daphne? Daphne something? I forget the name of the actress.
Wait, Chris, do you not see what you're saying? Like, do you not see
What?
the connection here? Like her line delivery is awful, but she was so great in that.
Oh
movie
yeah, she didn't.
Where
She barely
almost
fucking
didn't say
she
a
barely
thing.
fucking. No, but okay. Even still, like the amount of emotion that she was able to evoke with little dialogue, but she was still fucking great. Like when she was going feral and with like the emotional moments with Logan, really good stuff. To
Well,
the
yeah,
point
we haven't
where
seen her go feral in this.
no, but it's fine if she wants to be stoic because she's a Jedi. She needs to be stoic, but nothing about her screams Jedi at all. Just the lines are so bad. Like later on in the
Also,
episode
are
where they're
they
looking
like
for a Wookiee.
Are she and Osha going to be a thing?
It's Disney probably. Like she has a line later in the episode. She says, "We're looking for a Wookiee. He's big and hairy." Like,
That's all of them.
yeah, you really
Actually,
fucking
kind of
narrowed it down
reminds me
there.
of
Great.
that reminds me of in like the first or I think of the second episode of Rebels. Um, you know the purple guy, the Lasat. I forget his name, but he was the guy in Ahsoka, or no,
Yes.
Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
So they're in the first episode. In the first two episodes, they're trying to rescue Wookiees that are being enslaved by the Empire, and so they catch up with the ship, and they bring him in handcuffs. And like, we got another one. And it's like, the hell is that thing? And it's like, you've never seen a hairless Wookiee before? Nah. And then he just punches him because it didn't work, obviously.
That sounds like something Filoni would write. Yeah.
It 100% sounds like something Filoni would write. Man, I got a good connection in here. That's distressing.
You'll be coming at you from the wine cellar in like every other episode of this thing.
Yeah,
I'm probably
really.
gonna if this works well, I'm gonna watch this stream back afterwards. If my video's fine on here and my audio, I'm probably just gonna upgrade on here and keep this going until I can figure out if Streamlabs comes back. It's kind of a trip down
honestly
memory
like
lane, actually.
it served us a lot better than Streamlabs.
It has. If this lag issue is sorted, that's the only thing. I'm conscious
it's also
that I'm looking.
us more than Streamlabs.
Yeah, I'm looking at the top of my stream, and there's like a little connection thing, a little signal thing, and it's low. It's on like the first one, which is weird because I'm on faster internet now, and my internet connection's absolutely fine. So I don't know if it's a disconnect between Firefox and this. I'm gonna have to sort it out for next week, but hopefully, we're still managing to get a review out, so it's all fine. Anyway, whilst this, this very well, yeah, this very diverse training session that's going on, there's still no orange alien. Oh, that was a youngling class though, wasn't it? I was going to say I need the orange headed, the big headed alien again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You just imagine Yoda like on his back going, "Concentrate."
Yes, exactly. Oh my god. Yeah, no. So Kiadi-Mundi, he looks really good for -7.
Oh, fuck. This fucks everything up, really, doesn't it? And some people might view this as like a real
not
slight
really.
thing.
It's more of a slight thing. It kind of means that like his race is a little more long-lived than they previously were, but
well, it's blatant disregard for pre-established canon, and this isn't even like a Legends thing. This is canon, as you said, until fairly recently.
They released a timeline.
Yeah, but it's the line, right? It's the line from Phantom Menace where he says, "Impossible. The Sith have been extinct for a millennia." Now, the argument that everyone jumps to is that this isn't a Sith; it's an Acolyte or whatever it is. Whatever, it's a witch. We don't even know what the fuck it is at the moment.
Actually, no, I have something to say on that. I have a note on this. So, one, the whole. I'm not saying this isn't a Sith. This is an Acolyte. I'm gonna say this is an Acolyte who very clearly wants to bring about the Sith, and so I would say stopping him allows the Sith to keep their have been extinct status. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, everyone in that forest, yeah.
No. But I'm saying that his goal is bring back the Sith, which implies he himself at this stage doesn't even consider himself a Sith. If that is the case, then this qualifies. I also would point out, why the fuck is Kiadi-Mundi here? I have to assume until the season is over that somebody made the conscious decision to put him here. And I'm wondering if this series will provide new context to why he is no, the Sith are extinct, guys. Let's not jump to any conclusions, you crazy old wizard.
I can almost guarantee they won't bring it up at all. They won't.
Oh no, no. So I said this in a chat earlier, not with you, but with in a forum. I was like, he's got to be here for a reason, and my God, I really hope that reason isn't to suggest a droid attacked the Wookiee Jedi.
And possible Plo Koon in the background as well.
It's not
sure about.
It's another. What are they called? Keldor.
Something like I mean, I hope so. Right, Kiadi-Mundi. I see what you're saying. Probably not a Sith by name, but let's think back to Phantom Menace when Qui-Gon engages.
Oh no. My only conclusion part is well, no, you have other options, Qui.
I'm just going with what's in the film, man. Like he fights this person who's trained in the Jedi arts.
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with you. Like he says, my only conclusion can be that it is a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
Well, no, you have other options. But here's what I will say in regards to that. He also just found what he believes to be is the one who will destroy the Sith.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, if he thinks the prophecy is about to be fulfilled, then the Sith are bound to reveal themselves.
Well, it also moves the waters even more because you've got this super. Oh, I'm getting more crackling. Oh, really bad
Air
actually.
compressor.
We've got this like super powerful fucking dark side user, right? Who force pushes like what 5 Jedi at the end of this episode. It's like the biggest force push you've ever seen in your life. Red lightsaber, black armor. I know the black armor hasn't, that'll be Vader later on. The iconography for us anyway. For all intents and purposes, I don't care what the fuck they end up calling this thing. It's a Sith as far as I'm concerned, and has all the tricks. So
Jedi.
Even the Sith that are out there, right? So who are the Sith out there at the moment? 100 years before, you're going to have what? Plagueis and Tenebris? Are they the two that would be out there at the moment?
At this point, it would be Plagueis and Tenebris. Good job.
Yeah. So why aren't they going? We sense this other dark side presence out there. Who is this person?
Actually, wait a second.
Recruit this person.
87 years before. No. Yeah. He was over a century when he met Palpatine. Yeah. No, it would totally be those two.
So
if that were to be still canon, which it doesn't have to be yet, but until they say it was somebody else, it's Plagueis and Venemus.
So they'd be drawn. Tenebris, yeah, they'd be drawn to this dark side user. The Jedi would be, well, even if it isn't a Sith, our guard is kind of up now. Our hackles are up. Like potentially could be the Sith coming back. They would mention this to the Council. Yoda would know about this. All the Jedi would know about this, and that's why
they have to think. This series has to end with them thinking the threat is extinguished.
Even so, it ain't a millennium. It's 100 years.
No, but I get. But what I'm But what I'm saying is the threat. If this person's goal is to bring back the Sith, and they stop him, as far as they are concerned, the Sith had not come back yet. The Sith
fair enough, but you have to admit when Mundi says
it's sketchy.
Like
I'm saying,
when he says the Sith have been extinct for millennium, that implies that there has been a long time of peace, and it's like you think he would go, well, half a century ago we fought that other dark side.
87 years.
87
7 years before I was born. I was personally involved.
Yes, it would be in the conversation, but they're just like really chill. They're just like, hey, don't worry about it. We've been chilling for like a millennia, no Sith. It's fine. Stop worrying. When they have every cause to be worried, when less than 100 years ago, bad shit's happening. It muddies the waters completely. They don't give a fuck about the canon now. So as far as I'm concerned, everyone in that forest needs to die. Everyone on the current council, everyone that knows anything about them needs to fucking die. But now that we have Mundi there, they can't, because he needs to live and he knows about all this stuff that's transpiring. So yeah, not good, not a good start. There's a quote. I think it might be when green-headed lady is talking to Saul, and he says, I saw her fall. No one could have survived that. And I was like, laughs in Darth Maul.
Stop loading your men onto the ship. Move it. Yes, sir.
Like Maul gets cut in half, falls down a reactor shaft. He's fine. Palpatine gets down a reactor shaft, blows up twice. He's fine. Somehow Palpatine returned. So
Obi-Wan gets shot off a rock with his giant lizard friend.
That's a big fucking rock as well.
Boga.
Yeah. And I don't think he doesn't really stick landing in that water, does he? He doesn't get into like a dive position. He just like pancakes that water.
Brinsley, Basil must die.
So when the time comes, yes. We'll get on to fucking Basil later on. My God. Oh yeah, and then I don't know if you've got any
Does the
notes
droid
surrounding
pee
that.
on him? Her, them, Jem?
Yeah, I guess so. Marking its territory, maybe. I don't know. My next note is a quote from I believe it's Discount Ezra Miller when he's talking to May, and he says, "You have to kill the Wookiee without a weapon." Why? She killed the previous Jedi without a weapon. It was poison, and she didn't actually kill him. She placed it down, and he took the poison himself. That wasn't really a weapon. Like a weapon to me is something like a lightsaber, a spear, a fucking dark saber, like an actual implement. Is that fair? Would you say that's fair?
I mean, it's. I would say, yeah, you are arguably right, but arguably means there's another side, though.
So what are
So
the three
yes, you
ways
have a
she's got to
point,
kill
but
them?
there,
You
I
got to kill
honestly
one
have
with
no
steel.
fuck. Kill the idea, I guess. Kill the dream.
Yeah, but there was one was you've got to.
I don't know what that
That
means.
I thought that one who self deleted himself. I thought that was the one that you couldn't kill with a weapon. She was like,
I
"Well, how
already
do you
said
do
the
it?"
fuck word.
And then yeah, the first she kills with a knife, but then later on in that episode during the monologue, they said a Jedi can't be killed with steel, and I'm like, but you literally did that at the beginning of the episode, so you can.
I don't.
And then
So I don't
yeah,
think they. I think it's poorly written in the sense that he's not saying it's impossible. I think it's a rule, and that's the. I haven't had that context until now, because he's like the shop. Ezra Milkstein is like he's reprimanding her for killing them with weapons previously. So I'm like, okay, so it's not that you can't kill a Jedi with a weapon. It's you can't kill a Jedi with a weapon.
I thought it was some kind of like inauguration or something. Like
Yeah, kill
if
the
you can
Jedi
prove
without a weapon.
yeah, if you can prove like achievement unlocked, if you can do that, then yeah, we'll give you a red lightsaber, and then you can use this weapon to kill as many Jedi as you want. But until then, you can't use a weapon. But I thought there were
Actually,
three
I will
different
say this:
ways that they had to kill them.
striking at the Jedi like this. She's definitely not like Plagueis or anything. Like the guy in the mask is definitely like not one of the rule of two Sith.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, God no, yeah, no, it's going to be one of the mothers because they're going to do the line "I am your mother." It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Fingers crossed, man.
Um, there is a line. There are many lines in this episode that are clipped from previous Star Wars content, much better Star Wars content. The first of which, "There is still good in her." You remember when Luke said that about Vader? There is still good in him.
And Padme said it about
and,
Anakin.
and Padme. There is still good in her. There we go. Members.
Save the rebellion.
Save the dream. I've got to bring that up, Brinsley, with some Saw Gerrera action right there. Love it. Are we going to get more Saw in Andor season 2? Aren't we? He was really good actually in Andor. I really like that conversation with him and Luthen. At this
point, like we've kind of seen enough of him. We don't really need more of him in that era. I would say I'd love to see more of him if we had the original 5 seasons of Andor we were supposed to get.
I still think
like
5 seasons it's really good, and if they maintain that quality, then sure. I still think 5 seasons was probably a little excessive. That show.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you, but I still think if we're only getting one more season, we don't need to see more Saw.
I think we will, because
Like
we need
that
to
should
see
have
him kind
ended
of get
like
a little
5
bit
movies
more,
ago.
because he still had all of his like appendages intact, didn't he, in Andor? So we need to see him get a little bit more cyborgy, maybe. I'm really concerned for season 2. I think there's going to be a lot of studio notes.
We know he loses quite a few limbs between in like the 5 years before Rogue One, because Rebels.
But yeah, if they're time jumping like years every couple of episodes, I'm kind of concerned about that a little bit. Then we get on to Basil, the gopher, the beaver, the otter, whatever the fuck he is, all they, and that brings me on to my quote. What we really need to concern ourselves was the fucking pronouns of the little beaver character. Thank you, Disney. You appeal to that
Yeah,
modern audience. Love it. Thank you, Leslie
I'm just
Headland.
gonna throw something out there. Disney already, or not Disney, Star Wars already had a non-binary pronouns. Like we see them even in post-Disney canon, which is in the aftermath novels. There's like the pirate king slash queen that has their like Zheir own. No, Zeron. Zer. It's like her, because some of them are like his, and some of them are like her. Like,
This
but
just comes
Zeron Star Destroyer,
this just
Super
comes
Star
right
Destroyer,
at
Star Destroyer.
like this went down like a fucking lead balloon in the episode for me. I was like, of course, you got to get it in there, haven't you, Leslie? Thank you, Disney, for your contribution. It's so like you can see what they're fucking doing with this shit, and it's just out of nowhere, randomly in conversation. They've never done this shit before, and she's just like talking about the fucking little otter character, a fucking otter tracker. Like we need to concern ourselves with this character, and she
They
goes,
need a
"Is
tracker
he?"
for the tracker.
Yeah, she's like, "Is he or they with us?" And it reminded me of Disney's Doctor Who, which has the lowest ratings, the lowest viewership, I think, since in its 60-year history, which is great. But there was a character called the Meep or something. It was in the first David Tennant special before this new series, done by Disney and Russell T Davies. And he goes like, "What is his name?" And then one of the characters goes, "It's wrong of you to assume his pronouns." And he goes, "Oh yes, no, you're right. Sorry, is it he, she, or they?" I'm like, we're gonna get this in every bit of media now, aren't we? By Disney. It's just they're so fucking like we need to care. Like it's the galaxy far, far away. Just and as you say, like if they do want to put it in there and Disney have created a word for it, then at least keep it in canon, I suppose, if you want to go and do it. But it literally, what is the fucking point? It's just, we just really need to get that in there, don't we? My next note is we're looking for a Wookiee. He's big and hairy. That's the quality of the writing we're up against in this series. Love it. Oh, Brinsley says Andor was so good. I'm picking up the 4K next week. I didn't realize it was being released. I might pick up a copy of that actually, maybe, possibly. Although I don't want to give Disney any money, but Andor needs some fucking support because it was really good.
Yeah, no, that's like if you actually like should get that if you want more Andor.
Yeah. I kind of want to see
the only way you
can
tell them.
I want to see how season 2 pans out first, and we'll
clearly
see.
Want to get off. Just get off.
Yeah, so you talk about the tracker. Yeah, so they touched down the Wookiee planet.
No, hang on. I've tried to. Does the droid key on him? Them?
I guess
Does that
so.
happen? Did I dream that?
Yeah, no, I think it did. I don't have a note on that because I think I was probably taking something else. But like, yeah, I think you're right. I think that did happen.
Okay. Oh, also something back from the beginning of the episode. When Osho tried to like refuse the call and to Yord and was like insisting, or no, not Yord, to the horny chick. Osho was insisting she can't help bring in May. Mm-hmm. That kind of tells me that she missed on purpose, even if not knowingly.
I know. I did have a note on that. Sorry. Yeah, even if I failed to stop her and I put, so she did actually intend to shoot her with the stun gun then, or do you think she was still lying that she let her go?
I don't think whether she, I think she missed on purpose. I don't know if she knows she missed on purpose.
Mm. Yeah, she was a horrible shot. My
Yes,
next
like that.
note is
But
on the
also, I
is
haven't seen any handguns. I don't
no,
know if they
no,
have
not
those
yet,
actually.
not yet. We'll see. We'll see. They've got a few more episodes. Um, yeah. So they touch down on the Wookiee homeworld, and they've got this
Kashyyyk.
little gopher thing in tow with them, and he's the tracker. He's going to help them find Wookiee. But they get there, and they don't immediately put this gopher character to work. The sole purpose as to why he's there, or they are there. Sorry, with the group. They go to like a random vendor, like a random store owner, and she's like, "Hey, do you know where there's Wookiee? Big guy, kind of hairy." And then does she say like he just said he's in those trees over there, and this forest goes on for like as far as the eye can fucking see. It's the biggest
Oh,
goddamn
wait a
forest you've
second.
ever seen. Yeah,
Actually, so in that case, they might have just been saying that might have just been two mutual fuck yous.
maybe. Yeah,
Do
but
you know
then
where
they
this
just
nondescript person is? Yes, in that vague area. Okay, fuck you. Fuck you too.
then they just immediately put this gopher to work. Like he's like a bloodhound. Like smells the little do rag thing, and then he's off his way, and he smells this guy out for miles. Like why aren't these like beaver things in the rest of Star Wars? I think these would be like really useful
I don't.
species to
Why
have.
aren't Tridarians like every lawyer? Actually, hang on. Wait, no, that sounded racist. That sounded bad. Uh, but you know what I meant. They literally mind tricks don't work on them.
They're gonna make all the money.
Oh my god. Actually,
Yeah.
listen. Here's the thing. If Watto was on purpose, then the Nemoidians would be doctors.
Or world-class musicians.
Except the
Yeah.
thing is, that's not a stereotype. That's just a thing they do. Like that's just there are a lot of world class musicians who are Japanese
Yeah. Yeah.
for some reason. Like I good for them. I
Yeah.
don't I don't I'm not a. Here's the thing. A second you said musicians, I was like I'm out of my element.
Yeah, this beaver thing is sniffing out this Wookiee, and he sniffs him out from miles. Like I don't know how long these guys were walking. I don't think they were walking that far. Like he must have been fairly not very deep in these trees because they weren't walking for that long. I don't think. But yeah, so why didn't they literally just touch down on the planet and have the little gopher thing do what do what he does best? I don't know. It's just, but the fact that I clocked that straight away and went, hang on, that doesn't marry up. It's like in episode 1 where they, as I say, like Harry Ann Moss killed with a knife at the beginning, like a little steel knife, and then later on in the episode they say you can't kill a Jedi with steel, and it's like literally in your episode you have this. How did no one pick up on this? How did no one go, on, that doesn't line up with what happened in the episode? Literally, like 2 seconds later, she asked that guy, and she says, "Oh, he doesn't know where the
Well,
Wookiee
like I
is, or he
said
just says
earlier,
he's in those
I think
trees."
it's I now believe that was a reprimand, but I think it was poorly conveyed as a reprimand.
It's just bad writing, is what it is, and it's just how did this shit
Or
go?
bad delivery in
Not
that scenario. If it's
yeah,
like if it's the reprimand, you cannot like the emphasis should be on can like it's instruction. It's not a lesson.
Brinsley says by showtime he's 10 minutes into the woods, but it looked like a couple of hours, like maybe. Yeah, fair enough. Like maybe yeah, I could stretch it to a couple of hours. So yeah, this thing's got a great sense of smell. Smell someone from literally hours away. Very interesting. Maybe Darth Maul should have just like employed a whole bunch of these little critters when he was scanning out Tatooine. Just sniff out the chosen one straight away. Sniff out the Jedi. And then yeah, my next note, I've already kind of mentioned this. I just put this is kind of when they walked in the woods. This whole show is filmed so flat and boring. Everything looks super low budget.
I kind of
Yeah,
want
there's just
that.
I'm not seeing that quality. It just all looks
I want to
it looks
see a
so
beaver
fan
set.
filmy.
Like I want the heroes to be like, oh, there's a fucking beaver. and then it fucking pulls out a lightsaber.
And then stops jumping around like Yoda in Attack of the Clones.
There's
maybe
a fox thing in the Old Republic in one of the Old Republic comics.
Maybe Smilo Ren is just like a whole bunch of beavers just like stacked up on one another's shoulders. That's my bold that's my bold prediction for the end of the season. Oh yeah, I don't know why I wrote this down. Like the pasty Padawan girl says, "We're not defined by what we lose; we're defined by what we survive." I'm like,
I got to be honest. You wanted to make a point that was. If you wanted to make a point that was bullshit, you picked a bad example.
It just seems a bit waffly though, doesn't it? I think when I heard it, I was just thinking like, it's not who I am underneath what I do that defines me. Like that just came to my mind. But when she said that, by not what we lose, by what we survive, and I was just thinking, yeah, Darth Maul lost his legs. He's not defined by that. He's defined by surviving, getting segmented, falling.
I mean,
becoming a robotic spider for
I
a
think
spell
that's
on
one
a
and the
junk
same.
planet. Yeah.
I think surviving that and that happening to you, like for you to give a shit, you kind of need to survive.
Dooku's not defined by losing a head, but
no, actually, that kind of defined him after a time.
It doesn't. I suppose it depends what you lose, right? So, yeah. Brinsley said, "Would you say it looks better than Obi-Wan show? I'm not sure what that budget was. I will find it. I think that was a really low budget, actually. Kenobi.
I would actually say that Kenobi did look better than this.
90 million. That's just
makes sense.
I mean, even with a low budget, you could have done some wonderful things with it. Like, you don't need a super high budget for Kenobi, but my God, the writing on that was atrocious. The handheld camera shit pissed me off with Kenobi. Like, get the director a fucking tripod, please. I don't think the handheld have worked at all. I think they both look bad. I would say that this looks marginally better, but it still looks really naff, in my opinion. Oh yeah, and then I have a note saying like May just gives up on her mission of wanting to kill the Jedi.
I actually really like that. I was just like, oh yeah, that does make sense, doesn't it?
No, she does a total 180, and it just isn't at all. She like.
I disagree. She's just like, damn, my sister's alive. Why the fuck am I doing this?
It just felt like, whoa, okay, what? You've killed 2 Jedi.
It is a 180, but that was kind of the idea. But like, that's not a scenario where you wouldn't want necessarily 180.
She's gonna willingly turn herself into the Jedi that are hunting her. Like, she's just gonna do that.
She's got some pretty valuable information. I was like, I thought I was with you, and then she said, "Not with who I know, not with what I know about him," or whatever she said. I'm just like, oh yeah, no, she'll be fine.
Like, her whole attitude from the previous episodes, I don't feel like we've got from one case of affairs to the other case of affairs.
She won't deserve to be redeemed, and therefore she probably will die. But I mean, a lot of people who didn't deserve to be redeemed have been redeemed in this series. Vader notwithstanding.
Most that live deserve death. Most that die deserve life. Can you give it?
I'm not the showrunner. I'm not the one dishing out death and judgment.
Judgment. It was so fucking great for me. It was like the witch mother from last week, where she was like, "I hate the Jedi," and then she's like, "Oh, the Jedi, cool, yeah, go and train with them if you like." I'm like, wait, where? Whoa, what? Hang on, how did you get here? 2 scenes ago, you fucking hate them, and there was no character development between that point. You just suddenly changed. And then I just have a note saying the Wookiee is already dead. And I'm like, you crapped out there. We could have had a little bit. We could have had something. At first, when he walked in, I thought he'd left like a mannequin of a Wookiee in the chair, and then she was going to like approach the chair and turn it around, and it was like a giant stuffed doll, and then he was going to go like and like jump out and surprise attack her. But he's a Jedi; they don't attack, right? So,
Wookiee's dead. Oof. That is unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. As I say, like you
Also,
go, you go
unfortunately,
as
the
fast.
first Jedi she ran into was the beaver.
Yeah, it's just oh yeah, and then my next note is the acting is so fucking bad. It's when all the Jedi rock up outside of the Wookiees place, and I think it's the British Jedi Knight guy that just looks really out of place, and he's just
Yorg?
like, yeah, no, not the stupid haircut guy. There's like a nondescript guy with like a black
I
beard,
I didn't
and
notice. I'm not even going to pretend I
and he's like, in the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, come out. So I'm like, oh my god, what are we actually doing with this acting? And I'm fucking British, but honestly, a lot of the British actors, they're fucking diabolical. All of them. Every single one. And then it's just Kylo Ren shows up, and then all of the Jedi hold their lightsabers like it's a fucking spear and start charging towards Kylo Ren. All of them, and Attack of the Clones, right? I sent this
But
voice note
that's
to you
not.
earlier.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I would point out that in Attack of the Clones, the lightsabers being shields as well was way more important because of an oncoming blaster fire.
Yeah, no, I was going to talk
Because
about the whole running
running,
towards the enemy.
I have taken fencing, and I will tell you, running at the enemy with your arm extended, perfectly valid strategy.
But yeah, we have seen this in Star Wars before. Attack of the
I'll stand
Clones.
by that.
The final fight, Anakin and Obi-Wan. We'll go in
Oh,
together.
that
You
too.
move slowly in the left. No, I'm taking him now. No, Anakin, no! And then
But
Anakin
they
gets
didn't
fucked
take
up.
them together.
They did. No, they did all try and take Smaller Ren together. I'll give them that. It didn't seem like a good strategy, and it looked really terrible. And these are calm and collected Jedi Masters, Jedi Knights, whatever they are. And all of them just go, wah, like lightsabers out, like it's some kind of LARPing session. And it looked really fucking bad. And all of them just get ass blasted with a huge
They all
force push
failed
to
their
the
deck save.
face. They get their world rocks by the biggest force push you've ever seen. And and then it cuts to black, and that's the end of the episode. And we're meant to give a shit about what happens next.
Brinsley, how many Jedi are actually there? That -4.
We have we have disposable Jedi number 2. Yeah, we've got like a shit ton of red shirt Jedis along for the ride in this one. So Sol's going to survive, Padawan's going to survive, Yord's going to survive, and is that the main
Beaver.
three?
Throw the
Maybe.
beaver in there. They're not killing the beaver.
He wasn't in the group though, right? Because he signals them that
Okay.
May is running.
Good point. Then let's just say OSHA and say I was still right about 4.
Yeah. Leslie Headland, I believe, also said there's an episode in this series that has a bigger lightsaber fight than Duel of the Fates. It's a bold statement.
Maybe
Let's see if
this
it pays off.
a bold strategy, Colin.
I'm guessing that's probably going to be next week, because I'm guessing it's just going to be
People
like
thought Kathleen Kennedy was talking about that the thing where Vader just kind of beats up Obi-Wan when they were talking about that rematch. So maybe next week, but it's also they might do something with a more showy area. What's the word I'm thinking? Setting, I guess. It's not the word I was thinking of, but let's just say setting.
Environment.
I think that's
Brinsley says, I just checked, there's 8 Jedi at the end. Well, yeah, 5.
So
5
at least 4 will die.
Yeah.
Does that include the beaver? Is he there?
I think the beaver needs to go. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I'm guessing next week is going to be like a 15 to 20 minute long episode, which is basically the ending of what this episode should have been.
You think next episode will be Slash Night?
Yeah, next week is just going to be they fight, and that's it. And it'll be really terribly choreographed.
Good reference.
And people will do videos of slowing it down, and it'll look terrible, just like all Disney fights do. They'll be
And the
holding
Phantom Menace.
lightsabers they'll be holding lightsabers like fucking baseball bats. Like they're really fucking heavy now.
Did you ever end up watching the Totally Phantom Menace? Because like,
No, I don't think
because
so.
I remember, because if you want to find it, just go in our chats and look for me sending you the message. Consider yourself at sign apostrophe D.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find the link there.
Brinsley says, "What are your thoughts on the Sith? Did you? What are your thoughts on the Sith? Do you like the look?" I think he Brinsley means Smilo Ren.
Smilo Ren, right? Yeah.
No, I think it looks fucking terrible. The mask looks
Looks like a
awful.
smiling like Kylo Ren slash it's kind of like Vikrul's mask.
I've seen some people
That's
say
one
it
of the
looks like a
Knights of Ren.
Gimp mask, or like a Bane mask or something. It looks like something I've seen before, like the mouth part on it, and I don't know if it's like Venom I'm thinking of. It reminds me of
Oh, it
something
could
with the
be the.
mouth.
Ooh.
But yeah, it is literally just the Kylo Ren helmet, isn't it? With a with a mouth stuck on it. You do get close up, and I thought this isn't meant to be a mouth, is it? This is meant to be some kind of
No, that's
like metal
totally meant
piece
to
on
be
the
a
front.
mouth.
But
It's
yeah,
not meant to be a
yeah,
smile, but it's meant to be a mouth. That
yeah,
is 100. Like it might not be a mouth, like in practice in the canon, but it is as it is 100 meant to be a mouth, as Vader is meant to be a skull.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, shit. That's the end of the episode. I mean, it was 28 minutes. What do you want from us?
Yeah, no.
I mean,
My last note besides that thing about Kiadi Mundi is fuck you for that cliffhanger. Episode was too short and felt artificially so.
yeah, yeah. It's
Um,
just dragging it out. Was it 8 episodes long? Is that how long the season is? Yeah, yeah.
it was it was like it was literally point A to point B this episode.
Yeah, yeah, you could have skipped out
Even
more
like
than half of
you
this
could
episode.
argue it's point C, but I would argue we just saw point B and a half or A and a half.
Yeah, we see every single step of this fucking hike. Like what? Oh, there was the bug scene which I never mentioned as well. They walk through the trees and there's these like kind of like grow these like scarab beetle looking things on the trees, and Usher touches one and it comes alive and starts to attack, and it flies up and starts flies down, dive bomb attack. Sol takes out his lightsaber and cuts it in half, and then the pasty face Padawan says it went straight for the light. They're attracted to the light, and I'm like,
He like
no,
swung at it.
it was it was like dive bombing for you disturbed it by touching it. It dive bombed for an attack towards your face, and you just happened to cut it in half at the last second. It wasn't you didn't have the lightsaber ignited first, which attracted it. That's not how it worked. But then that scene mounted to absolutely nothing. So I don't know if those bugs
Like
were just for
maybe if
like
it
a
had
bit of an
attacked
action beat.
I wonder if we could edit it so it flies at Osha and then he pulls out the saber and then it turns to fly at him. So then it's like, oh, it was attracted to the light, and there's actually like a foundation for that idea.
Do you think there's going
I
to be a
look
scene?
so pasty white, and look at this arm.
Speaking of Pasty White, do you think Pasty White's going to be able to talk to the animals like Ahsoka, and they're all going to like fly these bugs out of the jungle at the end because there's like 4 or 5
Oh,
bugs left?
you saying Ahsoka like talking to animals and like that was an Ezra thing, but no, with the whales.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I thought as a Padawan, doesn't she? In Tales of the Jedi, they give her the power that she can
Oh
talk
yeah,
to animals as well.
she does the tiger thing, the tiger
Because
trope. You're right. No, that is something to go on.
Ahsoka
I would
needs
just say
more
that, like
powers into her.
how like influence and power over animals was a very Jason Solo ability, and
Mm.
then people were freaking the fuck out when Ezra had it.
Oh, it's just let's give Ahsoka another power. The bitch has died like 3 times and come back to life. So sure, why not?
Wait, wait, what?
She's
I
died
know
like
one of
two or
the
three times
times.
and come back to life. Yeah, so on Mortis, she gets stabbed and is
Oh fuck,
imbued with
there's
life
Mortis
from the
too. I forgot about
daughter.
Mortis. Okay, I can think of two of them.
Then there's Rebels, where she dies at Vader, but doesn't die at Vader, but she was meant to die fighting Vader.
No. She gets pulled out by Ezra. Like if she was meant to die, she would have died there.
And then
That's how the
she
world between worlds works.
she maybe dies in Ahsoka when she falls in the water, and then
Here's
Anakin
what I will
brings her
say.
back to life.
I do not believe at any point. I do not believe during that thing with Anakin, she was actually in the water. I think she was physically transported to the world between worlds.
So fucking dumb. It's so But then no, because they rescue her out of the water.
Yeah, no. Then she goes to the water after that. Like I'm saying,
But
like
she's not.
she gets
She's a.
deposited into the water afterwards.
I,
That's where she entered, and that's where she exits. Because that's how the world between worlds works. You go in the same way you came out. Because you can't actually fuck with the timeline.
I thought you have to go through the wolf door because Dave Filoni's a massive fucking furry, and I don't fucking trust furries. What was my quote that I said?
I
That you're
wish I remembered,
immortalized.
but I was kicked out of that. I was kicked out of that server.
Ah, damn it. Princely says, "I think you broke Chris." Yeah, I'm just done hearing this stupid shit. Like people champion Filoni, he has fucked up the canon as bad as Disney have. Like the canon was fucked from his involvement with Clone Wars long before Disney acquired anything.
Correct. Although that
Yeah.
was with Lucas's encouragement.
Well, he wanted Ahsoka to die at the end of Clone Wars, and Filoni was like, no,
Oh, you
because
saw
he's
that
got
video today too?
yeah, yeah,
It was clearly on everyone's recommended today.
yeah.
It was like
And then
Asajj was gonna kill her, Anakin was gonna kill her,
makes
and like,
sense.
here's the thing. She was saying one thing, and Filoni was like, "You need to stop talking." And it was like, "No, Asajj was gonna kill her." I was like, "Oh yeah, no, you can talk about that." And I was like, "Wow, Dave, can you be a little bit more subtle?"
They fucked up everything about like the balance of the Force as well. There's a scene where behind the scenes where George Lucas is talking about balance, saying that balance is the absence of darkness. Like darkness is where you
No,
get
no. I
selfish.
have no idea where the hell. Like, at what stage did George Lucas go from what you're describing right now to Mortis?
No, that was Filoni. That was all
No, it
Filoni.
was not. No. Mortis was Lucas. Mortis was Lucas. Lucas was absolutely the mind behind Mortis. Filoni was just the
Do we
translator.
know that? Do we know this?
We do know this. We know this.
Is this official? Okay, if this is official, then fair enough.
Yeah, no,
I
and
felt
like
that felt
because
very
there's
much like
like
a
an
Filoni
interview
thing to me.
where Filoni talks. It's like I get a lot of questions about Mortis, and George Lucas explained to me, what's going on Mortis, and I made sure that nobody who watches those episodes actually knows because it's very important that they don't know.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
I
fuck
just
you, Dave and George.
yeah, I just hate that idea that for there to be balance, like dark and light have to both exist in eternal
Last
war.
year.
Like nah, that's not what it. At least that's not what the original concept was. What George Lucas set out to do. But yeah, if he changed his
I
mind, then that's on him.
I explained how I think Filoni's TV verse is going to end, right? On your streams,
Well, it's going to end
where
with
I think
zombie
the more is
stormtroopers.
going to be rebalanced.
Yeah, it's going to end with zombie stormtroopers now, and
Yeah,
and
there are
Thrawn
zombie stormtroopers now.
and Thrawn's going to lose, and he's going to be like, "Ah, it was all part of my plan." Yes. And then he's going to fuck up again. He's just like, "Ah, just as I foresaw."
Was
Yes,
very
this
much
is all
yes. Let them have their little victory. Here's the thing:
victories,
they did that
plural.
very effectively in season 3 of Rebels, because it's just like every time Thrawn loses, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, let them go. They've earned this," or "Oh no. This is a minor inconvenience," and you're just like, "Yeah, okay, great, yeah, right, Thrawn." And then at the very end, they're like the Empire is at the Rebels' home base planet, led by Thrawn, and he's just like, I am just here to let you know I am accepting no terms of surrender.
It's so great to see one of the finest villains from the old expanded universe be reduced to a steady morning villain, steady morning cartoon villain like Grievous. Like there
Be
could be a
fair,
scene in Ahsoka season 2 where Thrawn gets beheaded and then his severed head just starts talking on the floor like, ah, yes, this is all according to my grand design. Yes.
the I will say Grievous was
That's a
badass
damn
right
shame.
up until his first appearance in a movie, and then
Yeah.
from then on, he was pretty shit.
If he was what he was in the old 03 Clone
Pretty
Wars,
much, he was
man.
the best Jedi killer of his time in before Revenge of the Sith came out.
Yeah. One of my favorite moments in that is the bit where the Ithorian, whatever they're called, the ones with the Thor throats.
For the
Yeah, when he's
Ithorians,
doing like shockwave, and Grievous is kind
they
of
have
like
two
walking
mouths.
like inching like on the floor to like get close to him as he's hit with his shout. Oh, it's so cool, so cool, and actually provided an explanation as to how he has the cough with Mace Windu. It was great.
With him just getting crushed by Mace Windu, but never mind. You never mind that he has that in the Dave Filoni show now.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Sure he does. Did we ever go back and rewatch those old 2D Clone Wars things? I can't remember if we did a stream not too recently.
So back on your old channel, which shall remain nameless,
Uh-huh.
there was something that you were doing that caused you to watch them on a live stream, like a watch along, and I
Mm,
decided to throw them on because they were on Disney Plus. So I
that's
watched
it.
the stream and just participated.
That's it. Did we watch both volumes or just the one?
Dude, I was still engaged at the time. This was a bit ago.
um, yeah, no, I want to go back and watch them, actually. I want to see Mace Windu punching some battle droids.
I'm looking forward to Star Wars Stories Edit.
Hmm? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is he still
Uh,
working on that? Yeah.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
That's very
I
cool.
offered some help about it for a bit, and it was actually insanely stressful. And I was just like, listen, here's what I got, but Jesus Christ, I was literally going frame by frame, changing the color of Anakin's robes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, you sent me some screen grabs of that a long while ago. Yeah, yeah. God.
Because it was the
Absinthe,
idea was
Absinthe didn't do the
give
trick.
him like a cross between the two outfits. What?
Absinthe didn't do the trick for it.
It did for I gave him a lot of shots that were absinthe, but not all of like a lot of it was uh there wasn't enough, like he was too far from himself between two frames for absinthe to
Mhm.
know that this was previously this.
Brinsley said, I'd be down for reviewing if you did a stream. It might be fun to go back and relive them. I mean, it's been a bit since I watched them. It's probably been even longer since you watched them, I guess, before that. Oh, no, it would have
We
been the stream.
literally
No,
watched them at the same time
yeah,
last
sorry.
time.
I
What
know
the
you
fuck
said you
are you
watched it at
talking
stream.
about?
Did you join like from the beginning or did you join like halfway through?
I think I got the notification on my phone and I joined after, as long as it took to. No, because I was synced up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to think like what I mean. We've been discussing some ideas anyway. I mean, we talk edits pretty much on the daily anyway. I think we both like got Star Wars, brainstorming Star Wars edit ideas like all the time. I'm still
I
trying
have a
to
mind-numbing job, so it gives me some time to think about it. I
keeps us
literally
going.
messaged you yesterday. I'm like, for the love of God, text me about editing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we did, and we talked edit, and it was great. It's always a pleasure talking editing with you. We'll be doing some more like when all this is said and done, Acolyte in like a month's time or however long it's going to be. We'll be doing more live streams over the summer. We've been discussing some possible streams that we can do, watch-alongs of various other Star Wars fan edits. But we could maybe do some watch-alongs of like actual proper release Star Wars movies or shows as well. That could be cool to do. Yeah.
I think we should I mean I've been saying that you should well, no, I don't want to I don't want to say what I've been suggesting you do in any official like on-screen thing unless I'm trying to pressure you into doing something, which right now I'm not. Maybe next week.
Yes, next when I get some more free time over the summer, hell yeah, we'll be able to do all of this shit. It'd be great. Brinsley says Rings of Power 2. I know you can't wait, Chris. Yeah, that's back end of August. It's in my calendar on my phone. Yeah, that should hopefully be me and everything in Middle Earth every week. That's going to be a lot of fun. I can't believe I'm saying that Rings of Power is going to be a lot of fun because, of course, it's going to be an absolute slap in the face of Tolkien and his legacy.
These streams
and
are
we also have a Tom Bombadil now too to contend with, so we're adding him into the mix. Pick him up. Why not? Let's get everyone.
So I guess I mean if he's usable, I mean,
well, that's what I'm going to be watching for. I mean, Gandalf's there, so that can't really be used. But
I mean, if you wanted to put him in Return of the King,
yeah, well, I'd have to change him to Gandalf the White, wouldn't I? But yes, theoretically.
Oh yeah, good point.
Theoretically, I could. Yeah, Rings of Power. It's going to be a thing that happens. And then in the December, we're going to have War of the Rohirrim, so there'll be reviews on that too. We've got Hunt for Gollum news coming out. Yeah, a lot of Middle Earth stuff happening, and hopefully a lot of Star Wars stuff as well. I feel like after Acolyte, I'm going to want to go back and cleanse the palate with some good Star Wars stuff. So I'm open to suggestions.
Last
Jedi. Fuck you. No.
Honestly, so wait. So I mean, would you watch Last Jedi before watching Spark, or am I?
No, I'm going straight into. I distinctly remember Last Jedi enough. Thank you very much.
Actually, no, you're
any more Last
no,
Jedi here. Not today. Suggest you try. Finish the sentence off. Yeah, no, we'll watch.
Over the hill or across the water. What the fuck is wrong with you? Finish your sentence.
Try to make it Star Warsy, and I couldn't think of anything at the moment. Forgive me. For context,
over the asteroid field and across the stars. What the fuck is wrong with you?
For context,
it's literally the name of like the best song.
So we've been talking about Spark. For anyone who doesn't know what Spark is, Spark of Hope. It was I will let you talk about it. What is Spark of Hope?
Oh, it's my edit of Star Wars Episode 9. It was there was this edit called The Rise of Skywalker Ascendant, which is like the idealized Rise of Skywalker, which is like, what I consider bad ideas, but told about as well as you can tell them.
They're still fucking bad ideas. I mean, it's a bad movie.
No. It's like that's how I consider Phantom Menace. Like Phantom Menace is a very well executed bad idea. Revenge of the Sith is a very poorly executed good idea. Attack of the Clones is unfortunately the worst of both worlds. It is a poorly executed bad idea. And that's all I really have to say on the matter right now.
I ain't gonna say it's a bad idea. I think there's a lot of good stuff in Attack of the Clones. I think the story's interesting. I think it needed a couple of rewrites. Okay. I think maybe. I think Tyrannus is a fascinating character, and the idea of the Separatists.
The ideas are so poorly executed that I can't even say that they are good, because Phantom Menace executes its ideas. Everything Attack of the Clones does feels kind of half-assed.
It just needed to be fleshed out more, like the whole Cypher DS Qui-Gon Tyrannus thing. I think we still get
Phantom
enough
Menace
of
fleshes out its plot poorly.
But there's at least the intrigue there of it. Oh.
Oh,
I heard a bleeping. Oh, he's back. There we go.
I still have my bars. No, but no, Spark of Hope. So I took a Spark of Hope is I took that edited Rise of Skywalker Ascendant, and I tried to make it not the Rise of Skywalker. I tried to make it the best possible follow up to the Last Jedi. To kind of prove a point, which I think I've proven.
And here's a segue for you. If you haven't seen the edit, and I'm including myself in that, but I will be correcting that this summer, and we will have reviews on it. We'll have a watch along probably. Head on it. I can do this now on this stream. Look at this. It's nice going back to StreamYard. We can do that whole thing that we used to do. Right across the bottom of the screen there. Yeah. Oh God.
I'm still good at it. Here's the thing.
Yeah, no, I'm reading. Oh, okay. Hang on. Yeah, okay, right. So I've got to do that. Okay, I've got it for next time. Right across the bottom of the screen there, you've got the link, youtube.com/JXEditor. Head over there, give him a subscribe. Loads of good edited content on there, Star Wars and other stuff too. And there might be some more stuff in the pipeline as well. So head over there, give him a subscribe.
Cool.
If you like my stuff as well, I mean, we're going to be doing Star Wars Acolyte stuff for the next foreseeable future. Give me a subscribe. There will be movie reviews, I promise, when I get time to get to the cinema and watch more movies, discussions, live streams, everything like that. Now, normally I bring up my Twitter as well, but I really haven't been active on there. So just take that it exists. I do have a Twitter page. Oh yeah. Oh, it's changed now, hasn't it? Just it always feels so seedy.
That's how long you haven't been doing anything with your Twitter. It's not Twitter anymore.
And if you haven't done so already, although a lot of people have tonight, let us know your thoughts on Star Wars: The Acolyte. We've got one more comment, and then I think we'll just. It sounds interesting. Okay, yeah, there we go. Head on over there, give it a watch. We'll peace out tonight. Thank you for being patient with us while we get set up on StreamYard. I'm going to watch this stream back tonight just to make sure that everything's A-okay. If it is all right, then I'll probably invest money into it again on a monthly basis and get it upgraded, get it looking a little bit nicer with backgrounds and thumbnails and everything like that. Yeah, also for the Disney stuff, the Disney content, I will be going live with Dale on Saturday. We're going to be doing a live review for Aladdin, and we're also going to be pre-recording our review for The Lion King, which will be going up on Monday. So it's probably going to be on here, so it's going to be a slightly different house style, but we'll get through it and we'll make it work. So thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight. Brinsley, Bath Time, Carl, and anyone else who checked in for a little bit. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next Wednesday for more Star Wars Acolyte. Take care.
See you later, shitlords.
I'm just going to keep it running for a few seconds. And stop. There we go.